Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and I make videos about teaching and the Charlotte Danielson framework for teaching. Today's video is a little more informal. I am getting ready to go to a wrestling meeting after school events, and I'm gonna just put myself together and talk to you guys about a Q&A question that I received. I pulled out to a bunch of teachers asking if there was a certain topic that they wanted me to cover. And I actually got this interesting question that I wasn't expecting, and the question was, why does every school building have bad reception? Is this a commonality among all schools nationwide? Is it a plot to get students to not go on their cell phones? What's going on and why does it matter? And I'm gonna just start putting on, this is Fat Water from Fenty Skin that my friend Trisha had been harassing me to try because she just would not stop raving about it. I know nothing about makeup, by the way. I'm just talking to you right now. I've had the same question run through my head multiple times. I've worked at quite a few high schools and elementary and middle school. I substitute taught for a long time too. And every building in New Jersey that I went to, if I had to make an emergency call, probably wouldn't work within the building. I'd have to step outside if I wanted to call 911, which is kind of concerning. And as I was researching, I found out that there were articles and news reports done on that safety concern. If there was a shooting, for example, like the Parkland one, for many students, having the ability to contact people via cell phone was their lifeline. So what's going on? Is it what people would call cell phone jamming? One reason why a school building might not have good reception is the structure of the building built with either steel or cinder blocks. A lot of public schools are built with cinder blocks and steel and other heavy-duty materials to withstand weather conditions. This is especially true if you live in an area that's prone to hurricanes and other natural disasters. So a lot of schools down south, it seems that the reception is even worse. This is also a Fenty Skin product. This is their Hydrovisor Invisible Moisturizer SPF 30. That is also a recommendation from my friend Trisha. But yeah, so one reason that you might not have cell service is that the building itself is either old or just built with materials that are literally blocking the signal. The second reason why your school probably has bad reception is you live in a rural area. The school that I currently work for is very much woodsy as a town, and they actually have farms in that town and nearby as well. Never have reception. The second that I step into the building, there's no reception because it's all cinder block and steel. And when I walk outside, I also have horrible reception because of how woodsy the area is. So I am concerned. Every time I have to make a call, I have to basically go outside. Now I'm putting on concealer for my acne, which I don't usually care about, but okay. So now to address the question, are there certain schools who are using things like cell phone jammers to block signal on purpose because they are tired of students being addicted to their phones and on their phones throughout the school day. And in my research, I actually found that one school did do this. One of their teachers bought a cell phone jammer, and it actually worked for a few days until Verizon showed up in a tizzy complaining that someone was blocking their signal. For the record, cell phone jamming is not legal, and I don't believe that schools are cell phone jamming. It would make sense because, you know, we have all these hardcore policies about students being on their phones, and these policies really don't do a damn thing to stop them from using during class, and it's kind of a moot cause unless you're going to be that teacher that collects every kid's cell phone, which I personally do not want to be responsible for a kid's cell phone getting stolen and then it's all because I decided to collect it. I also don't want to be responsible for confiscating a cell phone because it is an expensive machine. You work in an area where you cannot make calls during the school day, can't send texts during the school day. I feel your pain, and I also cannot. None of my apps work, my Instagrams don't load, the stories don't load, like nothing works in the school. It's absolutely useless. This brings rise to safety concerns for both students and staff that for certain circumstances, a cell phone connection is a lifeline. This is Almay Brow Styler. It's just a brow brush that like has this liquid that keeps your brows in place so that they don't move around. So some schools, especially in the South where connection is really bad, they have invested in devices that double up on the signal so that we don't experience such security issues. There's several accounts that I looked into of students who were in actual emergencies and had to run to the other side of the hallway or to a different part of the school just to call 911 because their calls would fail. And like I said before, I've worked in several schools, all of which, if I tried to make a call, it would fail inside the school. So all in all, cell phone jamming to prevent student cell phone use is in fact a myth, and if you find out that your school is doing that on purpose, that would be illegal. And your school can get in trouble with several cell phone providers if they are found out to be guilty of cell phone jamming. So I'm not really sure what the solution is, because the issue with these devices that are being put in place at several schools in the South where they really have horrible reception is that these devices cost between $15,000 and $20,000. So it is a huge investment that honestly not every school system can afford unless states begin to subsidize or, you know, provide grants to these schools to remedy the issue. So that was actually a really fun topic for me to research. If you have more questions, I'm excited to do this Q&A series. Keep them coming. Have a great day. Hey, and if you made it to the end of this video, I wanted to also add in our conversations about teacher crisis and the teacher shortage, why this might also be a contributing factor as to why there are less people deciding to become teachers. Quite simply, it's a huge turnoff to not be able to check messages or anything on your phone, your apps. It's really awful, it's frustrating, and for some people it's a deal breaker. They need to be able to, for safety reasons and also just for life conveniences, you know, sometimes you send a text message, you think it's sent and it didn't, and you never realize that your text never sent, and it could be important, it could be just your friends or whatever, and they think that you're ignoring them, but you really are just a teacher. And it's just really frustrating to constantly send texts and have it come back, did not deliver, did not deliver, did not deliver. It's awful. So if you have any insight as to why this happens, let us know, and whether or not this is a deal breaker for you. Okay, have a great day.